Okay, hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about network topology. Well, this is another way to divide our network architecture. This deals to the hardware or architectural side of the network construction. So, how are we basically connecting our devices is what network topology means. So, we have our bus, we have star, we have mesh, and we have hybrid. And I'll be talking about each of them, discussing their pros and cons, which is very important for exams. So stay with me. So let me talk about bus network topology. Well, you can see the structure of a bus here. So basically, there is a central dedicated line that connects all the computers, and these are the lines which you can see, right? So it's basically kind of a peer-to-peer network setup. If you see, each computer is connected to another computer, but the bandwidth of the cable is very important here. If there is a heavy load, or there have been lots of requests from each of the computers to other computers, there's high chances the network might deteriorate. And if the main cable fails, the whole network goes down. Such as if there is a breakage here, the DC computer could only be working properly in this setup, of course. Also, the bus network topology does not have a dedicated IP address. So, for instance, if I'm sending a message to this computer, the message would be, "Hey, is this your no? Hey, is this your no? No, no, yes." This is how it would work, and it's not a safe system. Because if someone with a unethical mindset was sitting in this computer, he could have easily eavesdropped the message. But advantage is, if there is a failure in the node, so this node is not working, all other computers could work as long as the main cable is intact. And if I need to expand the network, I could just increase the cable and add computers. So this is it about the bus topology. So what do we have next? Okay, so we have our star topology. Well, it's basically a client server setup. So basically, it kind of looks like a bus topology if you see another perspective, but you could always add a central node, and central node could be responsible for transmitting your message very securely with the help of IP address. So the problem of eavesdropping and messages going through all the client side is reduced here. But since you need a dedicated hardware, the initial installation costs are high here, and if there is a failure in hub or switch, there's another chance the whole network goes down. But data collisions are greatly reduced due to the topology, so hub or switch would know where to transfer the data. And lots of methods could be applied so that the system or the transmission knows where they need to travel. This point I have already mentioned it before. And you could always improve the transfer speed and security of the network by upgrading the hub. And once again, as with the bus network, star network also, or topology also, has the advantage that if one of the client fails, there could always be a connection with other clients from the remaining of the clients. So this is it about the star topology. Also, the difference between hub and switch is like hub is basically Gen 1 and switch is Gen 2. So switch knows where exactly the data needs to travel, so it knows which IP address it must be used to travel, must be used to send the network, whereas hub has a downside in that. So that's the basic difference between hub and switch. So what do we have next? Also, sorry if I told that star topology is an example of peer-to-peer network. It's not. MES, that was a slip of tongue. So MES network topology is an example of peer-to-peer network. It's a client-server network for the star topology. So basically, you could see the whole peer-to-peer network structure situation here. Every other client is connected to another client. So basically, large amount of cabling is needed. So that's a disadvantage, which is expensive and time consuming. And whenever you're connecting in this complex and sophisticated manner with complete mess, maintenance and setup is very complex. But at the same time, the advantage would be it's easy to identify where the faults on the network have occurred. So let's say this computer is communicating with all the computer, but it's not communicating this with this computer. We know that this cable has failed. So, and if this computer is communicating with all the networks but not with this computer, we know that this network has failed. This cable has failed. It's easy to identify faults on the system, and so any broken links in the network do not affect the other nodes. So if this cable has broken down, it would only affect the communication between these two computers. So also, since each and every client have their own dedicated route for other client, it has a very good privacy and security. And if I need to add another computer, it's basically I need more cables, and I could connect with all the other computers. So it's relatively easy to expand. This is it about the MES topology. Now, if I had to talk about hybrid topology, it's basically a mix max between two of the topologies. So let's say I have a bus topology here, and I have a star topology here. So if I combine these two, I create a new hybrid network. This is basically a hybrid network, and whenever you are discussing about the advantages and disadvantages of hybrid network, make sure you know the advantages, disadvantages of the three MES, star, and bus topology, and combine both of those pros and cons and mention it in the hybrid network pros and cons, and you're good to go. So this is the whole thing about network topology. See you in the next video. Appreciate you staying here and learning about computer science. Make sure you're adding in the comments to know what more you would like to learn about. I would love to create videos about that. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. Bye bye.